So we're on our formative of writing and function notation. This first problem is Power Standard 8.2, which is asking you to use appropriate vocabulary and theorems to compare and contrast information. So for this one, I do want a pretty good detailed answer from you. I want to see the proper vocabulary words and a full explanation comparing and contrasting. So we'll be using the explicit formula of the arithmetic sequence, which in case you didn't remember, I gave to you, with that of a function y equals mx plus b. So we're comparing these two formulas or functions or way to write functions. Use proper vocabulary to compare the parts of the equations that represent the slope and y-intercept. So let's start out with the easy one. I think that's y equals mx plus b. M represents our slope or the rate of change. The B represents the y-intercept. And it's when x equals 0 or it's our initial value. And notice I didn't use full sentences. It's not an English class. I don't need like this whole long paragraph, but I do need to see that you know how to use the vocab words, what they mean, and how to represent them properly. Okay, so then the explicit formula of the arithmetic sequence, a sub n equals a sub 1 plus the common difference times n minus 1. So D is the common difference. Common difference, it's how we get to the next number. Which is also our rate of change, how we get to the next number, rate of change, which we said was slope. And then a sub 1 is our first term. It's not the y-intercept, okay, even though it asked us to represent which was the slope and which was the y-intercept. This is not the y-intercept. It's the first term. It's when x equals 1. First term. So different than the y-intercept when x equals 0. But slope, M for slope and D for common difference, those will be the same number in both formulas. Number 2, rewrite the explicit formula in function form and then identify the y-intercept of the function. So remember that this was our a sub 1, that's our first term. This is our common difference, which is not the y-intercept. It's when x equals 1. We want to figure out when x equals 0. So I'm going to rewrite this explicit formula in function form. So let's go y equals 5 plus 0.2 times x minus 1. And then we will distribute the 0.2 to get rid of the parentheses because I'm trying to get it to be f of x equals mx plus b. We don't have any parentheses, so I want to get rid of those first. So y equals 5 plus 0.2x minus 0.2. Then I can combine my like terms, which is the 5 minus 0.02, or 0.2, I should say. So y equals 0.2x plus 4.8. If you didn't know how to do that in your head, that's fine. Just use your calculator. Okay, so now, not quite in function form yet, I want to change this y to be f of x because that's technically function form. 0.2x plus 4.8. 0.2 is our slope. 4.8 is our y-intercept. And I'll just label that y-intercept. And then we'll do the same thing for part B. So y equals negative 10 minus 4 times x minus 1. We will distribute to get rid of those parentheses. So y equals negative 10 minus 4x plus 4. Negative 4 times negative 1. Negative times negative is positive. Combine like terms. So y equals negative 4x. Negative 10 plus 4 is negative 6. And then function notation, we'll rewrite with f of x. Negative 4 is our slope, and this negative 6 is going to be our y-intercept. Okay, and then let's see, is that all we were supposed to do? Rewrite in function form. F of x equals mx plus b. Got it. Then identify the y-intercept of the function. Perfect. Okay, last one here. Determine whether each table of values represents a linear function. For those that represent a linear function, write the function. For those that do not, explain why. Okay, so first, to be a linear function, we need y equals mx plus b. So y-intercept, I can see that one right off the bat. It's when x equals 0. So I know y equals mx plus, actually it's minus 6. So minus 6. There's my y-intercept. Now I need the slope. Remember, slope is the difference of the y's over difference of the x's. So difference of the y's. Negative 2 to 0 is plus 2. 0 to 2 is plus 2, plus 2. And then difference of the y's, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. So what is my slope? Difference of the y's, which is 1, over difference of the x's, which is 2. So y equals 1/2 x minus 6. So just to be thorough, yes, this is a linear function. Because we have a constant rate of change or slope and a y-intercept. Okay, there. Okay, let's look at number 2. We're going to do the same exact thing. Y equals mx plus b, and I can see my y-intercept right away. So we have y equals mx plus 4. When x equals 0, the y-intercept is 4. And then we need to find the slope. So difference of the y's over difference of the x's. So how did I get negative 2 to negative 1? We add 1. Negative 1 to 0 plus 1. 0 to 1 plus 1. Cool. Then we have 10 to 6 is minus 4. 6 to 4 is minus 2. 4 to 2 is minus 2. So notice, let me change colors here. Right here, our slope is negative 4 over 1. Okay, y over x. But down here, let me change colors again. No, not purple. Blue. Okay, down here, these two slopes are the same, but this time m equals negative 2 over 1. So the slopes are different. That can't happen in a linear function. The slope has to be the same the entire way through. So this is not a linear function. The slope is not the same for all the values. All right, and that's it.